Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Life of Brian. I'm about to take the SLS or the AMG SLS on a quick errand. Just want to take you guys along with me. Specifically, I'm going to go swap out cars at Alara, something I do quite often. I think I'm going to actually go pick up the 1M today. Not to go off on a quick tangent, but basically how I determine what cars to keep at Alara is really based on what basically needs to be on a battery tender at all times, so the battery doesn't drain, and or my cars that tend to be a lot more finicky. So I usually have my McLaren there, my Ford GT, the Lambo, the 360 Modena. Those are usually always at Alara, but the Vantage also has battery issues, so usually I keep that there as well. The Supra, but actually the Supra doesn't really have battery issues, just I don't want people messing with it. At the other garage I keep the rest of my cars, and obviously at home where I don't really have a lot of where I have limited garage space, so some of the cars have to sit outside. But anywho, heading there now, and just wanted to shoot a quick video, guys, on what it's been like so far to own and drive this fantastic car. So I was watching an episode of Throttle House. I don't know if you guys heard that. This car is very low, so you're constantly scraping the bottom on any sort of speed bump, which in my garage there's like 50 million of them, which is super annoying. But I was watching an episode of Throttle House, and I think it was James was saying how the AMG SLS is very thrilling to drive, but it's kind of a catch-22 because I think he described it as behind every smile there's a little bit of or a lot of apprehension and fear, because it's kind of a scary car. And I obviously I don't track really any of my cars. I'm not an aggressive driver. I kind of like the potential to go very fast, and but in terms of actually going illegal speeds, certainly on the streets or on the freeway, it's something I just don't do. Occasionally, theoretically, in a hypothetical universe, I might have hit triple digits, maybe a handful of times in my various cars, but something that I just don't do, because obviously it's not safe, and abide by all speed limits and other traffic codes and rules and whatnot. But so yeah, this car has a lot of power. It's a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8, 563 horsepower, I think. 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, something like that. The torque, I don't remember what the torque numbers were, but yeah, you feel as soon as you kind of just give the pedal just a little bit of weight, you just really go, and you hear that engine. Of course, I have a custom exhaust, so everything is loud inside and out with this car. You kind of even hear the crackles and pops, which is pretty amazing. But yeah, so I'm a little bit, I don't know, apprehensive. Again, I've only driven the car a couple times so far since I've gotten it, and most of that was just kind of up and down the street, just so the car doesn't sit too long. This is actually my first significant drive in the car, and I kind of have the same feeling I had when I first drove my Ford GT. That car still actually kind of intimidates me, just because again, it has no nanny, or what do you call it, babysitting. There's no anything on that car missing. So it's like a Viper. It's like a more modern Viper, where if you lose control, if you spin out, you're going to spin out. So you kind of have to be very mindful of your tires, and obviously how fast you're going, and just always be car where there's a lot of power, there's a lot of ability here that I'm probably never going to even get close to experiencing. But it's something that you could definitely, things could go south very quickly, let me just put it that way, if you wanted it to. So I'm a little nervous about kind of really pushing it just yet. I want to kind of get to feel the car, get a little more comfortable with driving it. I think maybe some of that apprehension will slowly go away. I love the doors on this thing. Again, that's as stupid as that may sound for one of the reasons to buy a car. I mean, if anyone says SLS AMG SLS, I think the first thing people think of are the gull-wing doors. It's a trademark, obviously. I enjoy getting into and out of the car just so I can do that. But I love the looks of the car again. I think it's something that will age well. It's something that doesn't look dated or doesn't look something where like, oh, it's from whatever, the early 2000s or mid 2000s. I think 10, 20 years from now, it'll still look good and will still be sought after, not just because of its historical importance or its performance numbers, being the last naturally aspirated V8, but also because of its looks. I think it's just a very beautiful car. And reliability-wise, again, I haven't driven it long enough, guys, to speak competently about the reliability. Knock on wood. I have no warning lights on right now. No gremlins have popped up. I did find out just through Googling that I guess the SLSs did not have Bluetooth audio streaming, which is kind of unusual. My 1M is a 2011, and that has Bluetooth streaming. So I just thought, hey, 2011. This is a 2012, so I thought for sure. And once I saw the Bluetooth in the settings, I was like, okay, cool. I can just hook up my Spotify and I'm good to go. But I need to get an adapter. I basically got like a Bluetooth adapter, plug-in thing, so I just basically play through my iPhone. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing that the car doesn't have Bluetooth audio streaming. But first world problems. What else about the car so far? Again, this is really my first significant drive, guys. So I'm kind of experiencing it along with you guys on this drive. You definitely get a lot of looks, you get a lot of attention in the car. Something that I don't necessarily like, it kind of goes with it. I feel that in a weird way, some of my cars, either because of reliability issues, like for example, let's say that my 360 Modena, when I first got that, like the second day I got it, like the engine just had throw some type of error code. I got stranded. But whenever I drive that car, I'm always kind of apprehensive. But I'm also, I don't know if the right word is, I feel like I need to be very careful with it. Almost kind of even, it's like fragile. Or if I, push it too hard or I do anything too hard, something's just gonna break, right? And for some reason, with this car, I think it has more to do with the fact that, again, I'm just not comfortable with the car yet. You get that very long hood, which I had a long hood before. I had a Viper, but the proportions and the dimensions are not an everyday car. So you kind of get used to that. Parking, slow turns, U-turning, that sort of deal. Make sure you don't, clip or bump the front of the car into something. But I feel like so far I'm having to be a little more careful with the car. Not so much maybe treating it as it's very fragile, but I just again, just like I was harkening to back earlier, I'm more apprehensive with this car than I am with most of my cars that I get. I just kind of hop in and I go. This and the Ford GT, I think, kind of are the most similar in that regard, where I'm a little bit kind of more hesitant to do that because getting this fixed or getting a claim on this would not be cheap. So I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm constantly hearing crackles and pops in the exhaust when I give any sort of weight to the pedal here. And I would like to actually drive a stock SLS AMG, or is it AMG SLS? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. I keep on wanting to say SLS AMG, but I'd like to actually hear what a stock SLS sounds like, because I've heard it's incredible. But this is just, to be honest with you guys, this could wear on me at some point. I love the sound. A cold start, as you guys probably heard at the beginning of the video. It's amazing, but I don't know if I could, that constant drone and how, you know, the growl. It's great in spurts, but I don't know, like constantly 24/7, that might kind of drive me insane. So put a muffler on it or something, right? But yeah, I mean, the car is smooth. Someone mentioned, I think maybe in Throttle House, where they're saying, you know, because the long hood, you think the car's gonna drive like a Grand Tourer, but handling wise, it's much more like a sports car or a supercar, whatever you want to classify it as. And I definitely agree. It drives, it feels shorter than it is, because like when I had my Viper, it felt like, you know, it's like a boat, aircraft carrier landing in front of you. And you know, the Viper felt a little bit kind of big, but yeah, this feels very manageable, if that makes sense. It doesn't drive as big or as long as it actually is, and I think that's you know, that's what makes it such a great car, is that obviously the engine's pushed back. It's really a mid-engine car, because the engine is completely behind the front wheels. So yeah, I mean, no complaints so far, guys. It's a smooth ride, no warning lights. What else can I ask for? But I'll definitely put up more content on the car. I'm just want to get a little more comfortable with it. Make sure I don't kill myself in it, and I'll definitely be sure to upload more content in the coming days and weeks. But yeah, really enjoy the car. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have one? Have you driven one before? What are your thoughts, pros, cons, likes, dislikes? Any tips? We'd love to get those as well. So hope you guys like the video. Give it a thumbs up, comment below, like and subscribe, support the channel. Hope to catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.